Hi crafters, and welcome to Creative Moments by G. I'm Georgia and so happy to be here tonight. We have a great tutorial for you tonight. We are going to show you 3 ways to use Picture This die. Now all that is simply circles put together just like this, and it sure does make it convenient. But if for some reason you don't have this, you can use circle dies, so it doesn't really matter. You can just pull out your circle dies that you have like this and position them on the paper. We think you're really going to like it. Now, I'm just heading over there and I see, yes, Ann, it is live now. And Patricia, I'm so glad you have those dies. Just to give you a little heads up, I'm flying solo tonight. Uh-oh. Maudie is over at her house and she's with her grandkids. We are so excited. Her son and wife and grandkids came down today. And I don't know if you can tell it, but I kind of have a sunburn on my face because we actually went out and flew some kites. Well, we tried to fly some kites, right? We didn't have enough wind, but tomorrow we're going to hopefully be able to do that. We're going to head on over to El Paso and spend some time with our brother so that we can all, be together. So we're very excited about that. Hey, Pat, so happy that you're with us tonight. Well, we're going to take this die set and we are going to show you how to make 3 different cards using this die set. I think you're really going to like it. So let's go ahead and head down to the crafting table and get started. Now I want to remind you all the measurements will be listed over on creativemomentsbyg.com, so you don't have to worry about taking the measurements, although there's not really very many measurements tonight because it is truly a very basic card. What makes it so special is what we do with Picture This. Now look at this. Our first card that we're going to make is this beautiful spotlight card. Now we have used this die set, but we have spotlighted certain areas. Hey Pat, so happy that you're with us, and Marlene, thanks for joining us. So we hope that you might want to craft with us tonight, and if that's the case, we did give you a few measurements. We're going to go ahead and take our base card. Now this particular card, we're going to go ahead and make it a top fold. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and put that to the side, and we are simply cutting 2 mats. One mat is going to be for the top and one for the inside. Hey, from Connecticut, Carol, thanks so much for joining us. And I want to show you this beautiful stamp set we are using. Oh my goodness, we are using that as a background, and it is so pretty. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp that in Early Espresso. And let's see. I thought I got Early Espresso out, but I must not have, so let me just find that. Here it is. I'm back. So we are going to use Early Espresso, and we are just going to ink this up. Now we went ahead and we cut our mat the exact size that we needed it. So let's just go ahead and ink all over, and then we will position that die exactly where we need it. Now, when you have a big stamp set like this, you can go ahead and turn it over, but what we like to do is we just position it right here on the paper, and so that we don't get anything on our fingers, we go ahead and just put another piece of paper down and just go ahead and hold that in place and just press down on it. Background dies are a little bit different. And look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Now remember, I told you that we're going to spotlight some areas. But to do that, we're going to color them. And so we need to go ahead and use our die, position it just the way we need it, and then we will cut it out. So I think we're going to position it just like this. I'm going to use my wonderful purple tape. Let's see. Okay. Hey, Gloria. So happy that you're here tonight. Gloria, Maudie is, I'm flying solo tonight. Maudie is with the grandkids, and they are watching us. So I want to say a special hello to Braden, Grace, and Wesley. Oh, my goodness. We love those kids. So I'm going to go ahead and run that through the die cutting machine. Now, I will give you a little tip. When you're using this die, you want to make sure, especially when you have a detailed design like this, that you take it out exactly the way you cut it. Otherwise, you might get confused. So we know, let's go ahead and just push these out. And let's lay them right here so that we know which one goes where. Otherwise, we're going to get confused, or I will get confused. And so it really helps just to lay it out. Now, because this is a spotlight card, typically what you do is you color that. So what we're going to do first is we're just simply going to lay this down on, let's see, we're just going to lay it down on the beautiful paper that we've selected. Look at that paper. Isn't that gorgeous? So let's just get out our glue and get this laid down. Now, this is just the first technique. We're going to show you 2 more techniques. I mean, we just love working with alternatives, right? To show all the different ways that you can use any die set. So let's go ahead and just lay that down. Now, there's lots of ways to do this spotlighting, but I think when you have, hello to her grandkids, that's right, thank you, Carol. When you have something like this, the way I like to do it is I go ahead and I get my dimensionals and I use these wonderful tweezers. Do you have these? I love these because when you push on it, it opens up, but when you let it go, it clamps down on your image, and that way you don't have to worry about it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 2 dimensionals right here. And we know it goes right in this top one. So we're going to go ahead and I need to get it lined up exactly where I need it. So see how I can hold it? Really gives me that versatility that I need. So let's go ahead and just get it lined up. And there we have it. Okay, so I can go ahead and set it down. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put this other big one right here. I'm going to go ahead and line it up just with 2 dimensionals. And in a moment, I'm going to show you a tip as to why I'm lining it up with just 2 dimensionals. So once again, I'm going to bring in my tweezers. Get this lined up right where I need it. Right there. Okay. Makes it so nice to have these tweezers. And really, I'm fairly new to these tweezers. I just barely got these about a year ago. I love them. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Once again, I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on. And then we're going to use our blends. And I'm going to show you how not to get your blend coloring anywhere else. So let's go ahead and get this lined up. Let's see. Yep. I think it's this way. Get that lined up. See what I mean? It's very important to really get it right where you need it. There we go. And now we can just bring in our smaller ones, and we really only need to put 1 dimensional. Oh, absolutely right, Gloria. She has, and she uses it for twine. That is so true. Now, you can tell this goes at the top because we brought it right there. So we're just going to go ahead, line that up. Get our other one lined up. Yes, oh my goodness. It was cool outside, but you know, flying kites, it really gets hot, and so your face gets a little sunburned, right? So I did get some sun today. So we need to just get this one positioned exactly right. Let's see, right? Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and see. Oh, you know what? It may be this one. I don't know. I may have not been paying attention. Nope, it's this one. Okay, get that one lined up right there. Okay. And there we have it. And one more, and then we'll be ready to do our blends. Just going to blend just a little bit. I really love this technique, spotlighting. I think it really makes it pop. Now we'll just add this one. Okay, now the tip that I want to give you when you're spotlighting is we know we have to color this area right here. So we're just going to bring in some paper, and because we only put the dimensionals right in the middle, we can go ahead and just slip our paper underneath and not have to worry about getting the card messed up. And I'm really not going to worry about shading at all. I'm just going to go over the stamp set because I think it gives it a really rich color. And now I'm going to bring it over here, making sure that we don't get it on the card itself. And just go over it. Now you can tell that I'm using the broad tip because I like to go ahead and, you know, color these very quickly. So we're just doing that. Now I can move it and just go around the edge. Okay. Oh, look at that one. Now I do need to get a darker, I think it's bronze, because I'm going to do the body in bronze. No sun in Wisconsin. Icy rain. Oh my goodness. We haven't had an ice storm out here, but we live in the desert, so we don't typically have ice storms. Okay, look at how that is really coming along. I want to get a close-up of that and show you how pretty that is. See, it just spotlights this area. And now we're going to move over to this one. And I think on this one, we'll go ahead and use Light Poppy Parade. Once again, we'll use the broad stroke. Yes, it is very different not having Maudie with me to answer all your questions, but I will be looking and checking. You know what, Carol? You could actually color them if you wanted to cut them out and color them before you put them on, except for you wouldn't know exactly. Well, I mean, you could have. That's true. You'd know exactly what to color. That's very true. You could have absolutely done that. But I kind of like to see the magic happen right before my eyes when it's on the card. But that might have been a better idea. I will try that next time. Hey, Phyllis, happy to have you from Maryland. So happy you're joining us. Now, I want to remind everyone, next week we have, on April 5th, I believe we are doing our April card challenge. Maudie and I will not be live next week, but we have our video already made. And so we are excited for you to see this easy card challenge and see what you think about it. Remember, you'll just post your card like you've been doing. Oh my goodness, look at that. So that's going to be on Tuesday, April 5th. I think that's pretty. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the body. And then on Thursday, we have our It's a Snap, It's a Wrap video. So next week we won't be live, but we have our videos there. And oh my goodness, It's a Snap, It's a Wrap. We think you're really going to like that card. So get ready for the next week. Okay, so we're working. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to bring in Daffodil Delight and color yellow. Okay, let's go ahead and just put this so we don't get it on anything. And I'm going to use the other side on this one because we use this a lot. And that brush stroke, the brush doesn't really work anymore. Okay, we have just a tiny bit right here. And we're going to come in with the bronze for the body and just barely tip it. Okay, we are almost done. Now we need to do yellow right here. And go ahead and get that colored. And let's see. We have 2 more cards that we want to make with you to show you the versatility that this die really has. And you know, the good thing about it is if you don't have this die set, that's really not a problem. You can bring in your circles or your small squares, and you can go ahead and do the same thing. Okay. I think we'll go ahead and we'll bring in our Bermuda Bay for this bottom part right here. Just barely get that wing right there. And then we have, we'll do the, I think we'll do Poppy Parade again down here. I think we're okay. This one for some reason is really high off the card. So go ahead and just get that. Bring in a little bit of bronze, and we will almost be through with this card. Okay, let's see, we need to do Poppy Parade right here. Sometimes it's so easy on the spotlight not to see what you need to color, isn't it? So let's go ahead and get that. Okay. Okay. So let's see if I got it everywhere colored. We have this one. There's nothing to color. Not really. We have this one. Okay, and the last thing. Now, you could put a sentiment on here if you wanted to, but really, I think this is such a pretty card. I don't want to put anything on the front. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stamp a message on the inside right here. And I'm going to go ahead and use my blue and just stamp it right in the corner. And just barely tap it. Okay, and put it right down here. It's the little things that make life great. Oh, so pretty. And now we're simply going to get our glue, lay this one down. And I just want to say thank you, Patricia. Patricia posted a beautiful tunnel card on our Facebook. We were so impressed to see that. Hey, Mary, you made it. Yay. So happy you're with us. So here is our first card showing you how to use Picture This. What do you think about this spotlighting card? I really like the way it makes this pop out. And you know, that is a good idea. You can actually cut this out, color it, and then put it on if you want. But here is just one idea to use this Picture This. Now, I want to show you the next card that we're going to do. So if you're making this with me, you'll need to go ahead and create your base card, and you'll need to cut one mat for the inside, and then pick any pattern paper that you want. Try to use one that is double-sided because we're going to use this as well for our circles. And let's go ahead, position, Picture This on this, and let's get that cut out. Let's see, we want it about right here. And oh, you know I love this. I love the peach DSP, right? I just love it. So let's go ahead and get that one cut out and see what I have planned for us. Okay. And I think we have some over on Facebook watching us. Okay, now we are not going to use this side, so you don't really have to keep it in line because we're not going to put this design back in. We're actually going to flip it and put it inside right in here. So let's see what we have planned for this card. And you can see how quickly this gets put together, right? So let's go ahead and lay this down. Oh my goodness, don't you love the way those colors complement each other? Oh, it's been on your wish list. Oh yes, you need to get it. And you know what's so great about this particular die is that you can do so many things. You know, they have little animals that you can pop out of it. You could do Easter bunnies to come out of it, whatever you want. But we didn't focus on that. So we're going to go ahead and lay this down. And now we are going to just bring these back in on some of them and just flip them over and use this side. Now I went ahead and I cut out some white paper and I stamped some messages right here on these circles. All we did was we just ran this through some white paper and stamped the message. So let's go ahead and get that laid down right there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and set this up on dimensionals. And now we don't have to worry so much about how it goes on, right? We don't really have to use the tweezers. That's exactly right. I know. Well, you know, Gloria, I actually have like 4 packs of this beautiful peach DSP. I just love it that much. I love all the colors. They have some beautiful stripes. Oh my goodness. I couldn't do it. So I had already bought it before I even knew it was going to retire. Can you believe that? So I did good. Now tomorrow we know that the pre-order for Stampin' Up! Is available. So we'll find out which ones we can buy. So tomorrow's kind of an exciting day. So we're going to go ahead. It's the little things that make life great. You're in my thoughts today. We're just going to go ahead and put that right there. And now we're going to bring in and just go ahead and lay this down right here just to give it a coordinating color. So let's go ahead and do our glue. Now another thing you could do with this card is you could set this part up on DSP so that then you could recess this right here. Instead of lifting it up, you could recess it down. So, and that looks nice too. So let's see what this looks like. We'll go ahead and get some right down in there. Go ahead, and we have 2 more spots. Now, we could, you could pick up other colors because we were playing with it. You could pick up, another color, just save those colors, and you have a different color right there. I think that might be kind of pretty. So we'll go ahead and do that. And we went ahead and we embossed this. So this paper is really pretty. Go ahead and just set that in there. And now we're just going to lay this down on the inside. Oh, your order tomorrow is going to be the retiring stuff. Oh, yeah. Yes, that's right. Get that order in. Okay. And now you can just, of course, bring in your peach stamp set. But now, Mary, we have another way to do it. So I'm going to leave these 2 right here. Let's see. I can put them right here so you can kind of see them. And now we are actually going to use it as a stencil. Look what we've done. We just took a piece of paper and we made a stencil out of it. Now, the tip on this is to make sure that your stencil, that your piece of paper is larger than a typical map, because you're going to have to put your fingers on here to hold it down. and you want to make sure that it's larger than it's supposed to be. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use some repositional tape, and I'm just going to put it right here on the sides, and I'm just going to lay it down on my paper. Let's see, about right there. Now, let's make sure that we have a little bit right here in the center of this card so that it sticks. And I'm going to move this over just a little bit. Now, the colors that we're going to use for this stencil are Bumblebee, Gorgeous Grape, Bermuda Bay, and Magenta Madness. And you know how I'm always working with colors, and I'm saying really go light on your colors and just barely bring in any colors. That is not what we're doing tonight. We are going to use our blending tools, and we are going to really bring in the color. So I'm going to go ahead and put my forefinger right there by the head of this brush, and I'm going to just bring in that color. And as you can see, I'm going really dark because, oh my goodness, it is so beautiful when it's dark like this. Let me show you how beautiful this is going to look. Now, if you feel that it's getting too close, all you have to do is take a sticky note and just put it right here so that you don't have to worry about it. So, look at that beautiful, rich color. Oh, I love it. Those are my kind of colors. My favorite colors are the rich, vibrant colors. You know what, Gloria? You could say it's kind of a spotlighting, I guess, but once I take this off, you're going to see that it looks like you used a stencil to color it. Now we're going to go ahead and bring in our purple, our Gorgeous Grape, but I think you could probably call it spotlighting if you want. Let's get this really pounded in there. Now, when you go over it, sometimes you'll look at this and you'll go, uh-oh, that's not coming out too. It is going to come out just fine because you're going to just keep going over it until you get it as dark as you want it. And you make sure that it's really blended well. We're just going to go over this until we get that rich color. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and put a purple down here. Okay. And if you are liking this, we sure would love a thumbs up. Oh, that means so much to us. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make that dark. I need a little spot right there. So I'm just going to go in. Oh, perfect. And now I'm going to bring in Bermuda Bay. And you know, when you take this stencil off, it just pops. Oh, so, yep, the opulent colors. So true, so true. So now we're just going to bring in this one and really push that color into your cardstock. Okay. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do another Bermuda Bay right up there. And you know, like I said, I don't usually do the colors this dark, but oh my goodness. We made one of these cards recently and it just popped. And now we have just our Bumblebee card to do. Okay. And if you make these cards, once again, we would absolutely love to see them. Thank you, Marlene, so much. We really appreciate that. Okay, and so now we're bringing in our Bumblebee, and we're just going to go real dark again. Okay. Now, we're going to keep these out. Now for the big reveal. Are you ready? Okay. Here we go. Look at that. Now, we are not through yet because we can come back in and we can use our colors again. We can just take our purple and we can come back in and just go over the corner. So that's what's so nice about this stencil. You can use it over and over again. And there we have another color. So maybe we have enough purple, I think. So let's go ahead and bring in some more bumblebee. And I'm going to go ahead and bring it in right here at the top. Right there in the corner. I'll go ahead and bring it in maybe right here on the side. And you can just keep going and going and going, right? You don't have to stop. Now we need some more Bermuda Bay. So let's bring in that Bermuda Bay and do a few of those. Let's see. Here's our Bermuda. Go ahead and make one right there. Get that one. I mean, what a pretty, happy card, right? Now, let's go ahead and just bring in our base card and peel this up. Now, we're going to add this right here just as a fun birthday card. But what we're also going to do is we're going to bring in just a strip of paper, and we are using this nice, big, happy birthday. We're going to go ahead and stamp it in our gorgeous grape. And let's just see what this will look like. Just get it centered. Hold it for good contact. And there we have it. And the reason I didn't put the mat down yet is because I want to go ahead and lay this diagonally. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it up on dimensionals because I want some extra height on this. So let's go ahead and do that. Just checking to see if we have any comments or any questions I need to answer. Okay. Now we're simply going to lay this diagonally on the card right there. Just a very simple stamp ink paper, right? But oh, it's so pretty. We're going to turn it upside down and just cut off that excess. Okay. And now we're going to lay this down on the front of our card. And think about which is your favorite. We would love to know. Now, when you do go and push this down on your card, you want to make sure that ink is dry because you don't want to smear it. And now what we want to do is go ahead and put our mat down on the inside for the sentiment or for the writing. Oh, and you know what? You're so right. You could emboss that. That would be lovely to emboss it, wouldn't it? Now, I have some other cards that I want to show you that we created. Let me show you these cards. Get this all out of the way. And, okay. So, here are our cards today. You'll have to let us know which is your favorite. The spotlighting, the stamping and paper, using it as a stencil, or just simply using patterned paper, DSP, to do that. Now, we went ahead and we did a little different happy birthday. We used our gorgeous grape. We love that. Now, look at this one. Remember I told you that you could set this up on dimensionals and then recess this right here? That's what we did. You can tell that's set up on dimensionals. And then we added some beautiful rhinestones that we just love. And we didn't even have to fill in these empty spots right here. Oh, you like the butterflies. Yeah, I like the butterflies too, Patricia. And then look at this one. We actually created a little shaker card right down here. Isn't that cute? Now, you might say, how'd you get your little, what's this bird called? I can't remember. can't remember what he's called, but he's going the other direction. Well, you need to check out our short because we have how to flip an image. So we have these cards, and I think that the butterfly one is getting the most thumbs up. Yes, I like the butterfly. And can you imagine? You can do this with anything. You could do it with flowers, any background image that you have. Oh yeah, this little shaker card, he is like so cute. You could actually, Puffin, you're right, Carol, it's Puffin. You could actually make all these 3 shaker cards. Well, we just appreciate you so much joining us tonight, spending your time with us. We hope that you liked our ideas about how to use, where is that die set? How to use our Picture This die. I mean, this is such a creative die, I think, and it really offers you a lot. And you know, with the set, it also comes with rectangles, but we really like the circles the best. But don't let that intimidate you. If you don't have that die, you can bring in your circle dies and you can do the same thing. Could you show how to do the shaker one? You know what? I need to do that. I can't do it tonight because I don't have the materials cut for it, and we need to have the tape and everything cut, but that's an excellent idea. Yeah, I like the penguin too. And I love shaker cards, right? And it's so neat that it only has one little area that's a shaker. So, yes, we will have to do that and show you how to do that. Ladies, thank you so much for spending your time with us. We would love it if you would take a moment and subscribe and share. And we want you to go out and have a fantastic weekend. We certainly hope that you look at our videos that we have coming up next week. Remember, it's the April Card Challenge. And it's also the It's a Snap, It's a Wrap, where Maudie and I work together. So thank you so much for coming. Go out, have a fantastic weekend, and we will see you in a week. Take care.